But if you're the Lakers, you should want to trade him because he's not going to win with Luka. So if LeBron's not going to win with Luka, you might as well build.
Well, my thing is though, what do you get in return?
If you LA, right? You saw him in Cleveland. He went to several. He won one. You saw him in Miami. He went to several. He won one. In LA,
no, he won 2 in Miami.
He won a couple, but he went to several. My premise.
Yes.
In LA, he only went to one. So like, aren't your expectations higher when you're like, okay, in Cleveland, my dog went to, I think it was 4 straight, if I'm not mistaken. In Miami, he went to 4 straight. Now you come to LA. Can I get a couple more appearances?
The second Emmanuel Acho dropped his take calling LeBron James's run in Los Angeles a failure and hinted it might be time for the Lakers to move on. The internet exploded. Not because LeBron getting criticized is anything new, but because this one cut deep. It touched a question fans have been whispering for years. Did LeBron really deliver what he promised in LA, or did this whole era miss the mark?
ESPN's Dave McMenamin? I don't know how to say it. But yeah, the Cleveland Cavaliers would gladly sign LeBron James this summer if he were to return for a 24th season in the NBA. Fellas, do you guys think...
outrageous.
That's how, I'm telling you. Do you guys think the Lakers should trade LeBron James? Or I'm not trade. He's free this season, right? Yeah. Do you guys think that LeBron should join the Cavaliers next season?
Well, let me ask y'all this. Should they trade him at the deadline?
Let's talk about expectations for a second. When LeBron came to Los Angeles, this wasn't Cleveland grinding for respect. This wasn't Miami building a super team wave. This was the Lakers, a franchise where banners aren't optional, they're required. In LA, greatness isn't about stats, it's about rings. It's about legacy. It's about hanging championships in the rafters like it's tradition. Kobe brought 5. Magic brought 5. Shaq gave them 3 straight like it was nothing. So when LeBron stepped into Staples Center, nobody was asking, can he win one? The real question was, how many is he about to stack before he calls it quits? That's the energy he walked into, and that's exactly why one title feels light to a lot of fans.
You not winning a chip with LeBron. So the question then becomes, can you win a chip with Luka? And if so, who do we need to put around Luka to win a chip?
Who's trading for the 41-year-old that, like, who's trading
still
for that?
Giving you 22 and 6?
Like, who does he, it has to be a team that thinks I can win a championship with his presence, and that's the game changer. So if you think that LeBron's not a championship capable player at this point, where does he go?
Now let's be fair. LeBron did win a championship in 2020. That banner is real. A ring is a ring. But context always shows up in this conversation. That title came in the bubble, with no travel, no packed arenas, no road crowd pressure. Some fans say that doesn't matter. Others say it changes everything. Whether people like it or not, that debate is attached to his LA legacy, because since that run, there hasn't been another finals appearance.
LeBron came out here, won a championship in a bubble. But you got to think about what being in LA has done for him as a global star. Like, you want to be out here because of the business that you can conduct it from out here. The people that you meet, the people, you're not getting that in Cleveland. And so will it be a great story? Yeah, you finished where you started, you're born, but he's past that now. He left Cleveland, went back to Cleveland. That was his thank you. I don't see that happening. Like, why? He's more businessman LeBron now, and that's what he's on, and you conduct better business when you out here.
But if you're the Lakers, why would you want to keep LeBron?
You can't trade him. You can't. You can't
Number
trade LeBron
one,
for a
if
couple
you trade,
reasons.
what are you getting for LeBron?
That's the thing.
What are you getting for LeBron? Now, when Austin Reeves come back with LeBron, that hinders him. Because Austin Reeves is putting up 28 without him, 22 with him. And so that his usage for sure is going to drop. And so if you're the Lakers, you're in between a rock and a hard space, but you're not getting rid of LeBron.
That's the core of Emmanuel Acho's point. And the reason it hit so hard is simple. Expectations were sky high. In Cleveland, LeBron dragged teams to the finals again and again. In Miami, he went to 4 straight and won 2. Even when the roster wasn't perfect, he found a way to stay in the mix at the highest level. But in Los Angeles, that same dominance never fully showed up. Sure, there were injuries. There were roster shakeups. Chemistry was off at times. Front office decisions raised eyebrows. All of that matters. But when people call you the greatest player ever, the standard is different. Fair or not, the world doesn't want explanations. They want results. That's the price of the crown.
A team is not going to want to give the Lakers what the Lakers are going to want for LeBron. That's number one. And then for 2, the NBA can't allow LeBron James to be traded for a bag of peanuts.
Absolutely not.
We can't have a trade that looks like LeBron James for a 2nd-round pick, the 6th man off the bench, and maybe one starter.
But given that because I think even he has a no trade clause, right? So he would have to want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And it would only be Cleveland.
Then there's the Anthony Davis situation. When AD arrived, the storyline sounded perfect. LeBron would lead early, win now, then slowly hand the keys to the younger star. Smooth transition, dynasty vibes, but it didn't really play out like that. AD had huge moments, especially during the 2020 title run. He looked unstoppable at times, but injuries and stretches of inconsistency kept him from fully owning the franchise.
Go to Cleveland, but your son's still on the Lakers. No,
Man, his son is in South Bay, brother.
it don't matter. He's still on the Lakers. You're not relocating your family to Cleveland because you do have a wife and a daughter.
Yeah.
They're gonna go with you.
Yeah.
And leave your son here?
That's
Nah.
just 1 year on the road.
Nah.
That left LeBron carrying the weight way longer than anyone expected. And that's where critics start shaking their heads. If LeBron is still clearly the best player on the roster this deep into his career, what does that say about team building? What does it say about how the front office managed assets? The Lakers had years to construct a powerhouse around him. This wasn't supposed to be a patient rebuild. This was supposed to be instant dominance. The franchise pushed all its chips in. Young talent got shipped out. Draft picks were moved. Flexibility disappeared. The goal was simple: win big, win now. They did get one banner. For most teams, that's a massive success. For the Lakers, a brand built on multiple title eras, one championship feels incomplete. It feels like there was more on the table that never got claimed.
When you have a family and you tight,
We don't want to be.
I'm not doing that. They seem like they tight as a family, and they was, he holding on for Bryce. Bryce Redshaw in Arizona, so he ain't coming out this year. So,
I'm not gonna lie, Bryce not making the league, brother. It's just not.
He not going to
happening.
Cleveland, bro. He not going to Cleveland.
That's why the trade rumors keep bubbling up. On paper, moving LeBron sounds wild. He's still productive. He still sells tickets. He still commands respect. But when expectations and reality don't line up in LA, big conversations happen fast. And that's where things stand now. Calling for a LeBron trade sounds bold, maybe even disrespectful, but the reality is way more layered. This isn't some average player you slide into a deal. LeBron has influence, leverage, and control. There's the no trade clause. There's the massive salary. There's the age factor. You're not just moving a small forward, you're moving a global brand. And what team is really giving up serious assets for a 41-year-old making over $52 million? That's not just basketball math. That's business strategy, brand positioning, and culture all mixed together. Some people say Cleveland makes the most sense, a perfect full circle ending where it all started. Others throw out Miami. A few even whisper about a surprise contender needing veteran leadership. It sounds exciting on the surface, but the details are complicated. Contracts would need to line up perfectly. Teams would have to believe he's still a championship-level difference maker. And most important, LeBron would have to approve it. Without his green light, nothing moves. He still controls the board. That kind of power doesn't disappear overnight.
Did he accomplish what he needed to accomplish in LA, in your mind?
Yeah, I think we're always gonna say, we want more. But he won a championship here. He won, and for himself, from a professional standpoint, hell yeah. He forged relationships in the business world that could he have done in Miami or
I'm
Cleveland?
talking basketball.
Yes, he won a championship. Now, again, we greedy. We would want more. But when you start to look at some of these teams now, and the way the NBA is being played now, back then it was you get 2 stars and you're going to win. So he got AD.
Then comes the real question nobody wants to answer directly. Can you win a title with LeBron as your centerpiece right now? That's the debate hanging in the air. He's still productive. He still fills the stat sheet. He still pulls double teams and commands respect. But the league looks different. It's younger, it's quicker, it's deeper. Teams are built around stars entering their prime, not ones managing the final stretch. The Western Conference alone feels like a gauntlet every season. The road to the finals is no joke. Year after year, critics say the Lakers need to shift focus to the future, develop younger talent, build something sustainable, stop banking on one more legendary run. It sounds cold, but every franchise faces this moment. Windows close, dynasties fade, icons age. That's the cycle of the league. The hardest move is knowing when to pivot.
You saw him in Cleveland. He went to several. He won one. You saw him in Miami. He went to several. He won one. In LA,
No, he won 2 in Miami.
he won a couple, but he went to several. My premise.
Yes.
In LA, he only went to one. So like, aren't your expectations higher when you're like, okay, in Cleveland, My dog went to, I think it was 4 straight, if I'm not mistaken. In Miami, he went to 4 straight. Now you come to LA, can I get a couple more appearances?
Still, LeBron supporters push back hard. They point out he remains one of the most impactful players on the roster. They argue that without him, the Lakers might not even stay competitive in the West. That matters. Production matters. They also remind people he delivered a championship when the franchise needed stability and credibility. That banner reset the culture. So the question becomes, is LeBron the issue, or has the roster around him failed to stay steady? Coaching changes, lineup experiments, inconsistent depth, all of that has shaped his time in LA.
You did what you were supposed to do.
If you're the greatest ever or one of, you go to LA, I would have just have assumed he would have accomplished more. Because remember, regardless, it's a championship, it's a championship, it's a championship.
Yeah.
Bubble championship, so people make fun of it.
They make fun of it because they didn't win it.
Yeah.
That's what they do. If they had won it, it would have been
But
legitimate.
you telling me like Bron could only get to 1?
It hasn't exactly been smooth. Another angle people overlook is the business side. Los Angeles elevated LeBron's global empire. Hollywood connections, media deals, production projects, corporate partnerships. His presence in LA isn't just about basketball. It's about legacy building on a massive stage. Cleveland can't match that scale. Miami has its perks, but LA is a different universe. That kind of platform matters when you're thinking about life after the final buzzer. Then there's the Bronny factor, which adds real emotion to the equation. Sharing the court with his son was historic. It was something LeBron openly worked toward for years. That moment goes beyond stats and contracts. Family carries weight, legacy carries weight. Leaving LA could disrupt something bigger than basketball. That's not a simple decision for any player, especially one who's always been closely connected to his family values. Even with all that, the criticism doesn't slow down. Some fans say the Lakers underachieved. Others think LeBron overstayed. Some blame injuries. Others blame management decisions. And there's a loud group that believes he was never meant to define LA the way Kobe did, because Kobe's identity was tied fully to one franchise, one jersey, one city. LeBron's identity has always been about the journey, moving between teams, taking on new challenges, writing chapters in different cities. That's where the greatest of all time debate sneaks in again. Michael Jordan's legacy feels untouchable to many because it was built on dominance and championships in one primary environment. Kobe's story is about loyalty and banners in purple and gold. LeBron's story is different. His legacy is about longevity, versatility, surviving across eras and still producing, impact in multiple systems. For some fans, that versatility strengthens his case. For others, it makes it harder to place him at the very top. It depends on what you value most. The truth probably sits somewhere in the middle. LeBron didn't fail in LA. A championship alone blocks that label. But when you measure the era against the sky-high expectations that came with his arrival, the question still lingers. Did it truly live up to the hype? This is where opinions split wide open. When you're talking about a generational player with sky-high standards, one ring doesn't scream dynasty. It feels like a moment, and moments fade way faster than legacies. For a name as big as LeBron, people don't just expect greatness, they expect an era of control. What happens next changes everything. If LeBron stays and the Lakers shift toward younger talent, his role naturally evolves. He becomes the mentor, the steady voice, the veteran leader guiding the system instead of being the entire system himself. That's a different kind of power, but it's still power. If he leaves, the story flips instantly. LA becomes a chapter instead of the final destination. The narrative rewrites itself overnight, and if he retires, the debates freeze forever. No more games, no more playoff runs, no more chances to shift public opinion, just endless arguments locked in time. Emmanuel Acho's criticism might sound sharp, but it reflects a real feeling among a section of fans. Not hate, expectation. When someone carries the label of all-time great, people don't just hope for success, they assume dominance. Anything less feels like a dip, even if it's still elite by normal standards. That's the burden of greatness. You're not compared to the league, you're compared to history, and history is ruthless. LeBron didn't fail the Lakers didn't fail LeBron. The truth is way more layered than that. Injuries stacked up, timing shifted, roster decisions didn't always hit, and Father Time doesn't pause for anyone. All of it collided at once. The result, a championship, but not a dynasty. Success, but not sustained rule. Flashes of brilliance, but not an uncontested era. And the wild part, the final chapter still isn't written. Whether he finishes in LA, heads back to Cleveland, joins another contender, or steps away from the game completely, the conversation won't slow down. Because LeBron James isn't just a player, he represents a period in basketball. And when an era starts to wind down, the noise gets louder, the takes get bolder, the debates get intense. So maybe the real question was never, did LeBron fail in Los Angeles? Maybe the better question is, what were we expecting in the first place? If the standard was a full-blown dynasty, then yes, it fell short. If the goal was to bring a championship and keep the franchise relevant deep into his career, that box was checked. But if the expectation was perfection, that was never realistic to begin with. Legends don't always exit with a parade and confetti falling from the rafters. Sometimes they leave behind complicated legacies, titles mixed with tension, triumphs mixed with what-if moments. And maybe that's exactly where LeBron's LA chapter fits. Not a failure, not flawless, just powerful, imperfect, and unforgettable. Now everything comes down to what happens next. Was LeBron's time in LA a true success? Or did it fall short of what a GOAT level player is supposed to deliver? That debate isn't cooling off anytime soon. I want to hear from you. Should the Lakers move forward and fully build around the next generation, or ride with LeBron until the final buzzer of his career? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you're rocking with real, unfiltered NBA conversations like this, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who lives for basketball debates. And I'll catch you on the next one.